right, guys, excuse the wind. We got a bit of a job out here today. I'm gonna make this kind of quick. That we had this kind of came up as an emergency job. I looked at it yesterday, and I had to push off. I was supposed to mulch a pond today. Had to push that off till tomorrow. So we're trying to get in here. We got a homeless encampment to deal with. We got some mulching to do. So we got a whole bunch of stuff to do. So let's get to it. But first, before we get started, a while back ago, a guy out in Oklahoma City named Austin reached out to me, I think through Instagram, or maybe he just called me, but he reached out and he had some questions about getting into business himself. He's a veteran and had seen my videos and wanted to get out there and start his own thing. And so I guess we kind of began this whole thing of me just giving him, you know, as many tips and tricks and information that I could about all the things that I had learned and all the mistakes I had made when I got started. So he asked me to give him a shout out in one of my videos, and I said, no one's really asked me to do that, you know, for them really. So I was like, yeah, sure. So if you are in the Oklahoma City area, please look up Austin. His company is Clear Vision Land Clearing LLC. You can find that on Facebook. Just type in Clear Vision Land Clearing LLC. He does brush hogging, dirt work, brush cleanup, driveways, etc., all kinds of stuff. So I know he's a young guy and he's hungry to get after it, and he's just trying to build his business and get out there just like a lot of us are. So it's been cool to see him kind of go from the first time we spoke to now. I've been really excited about all of that. So if you guys can, if you're in Oklahoma City and you need some help, look him up. So on to the video. All right, guys, today's getting a little interesting. This is a little emergency job I'm doing for a client of mine. The homeless got in here, and well, you can see this is what they do. So he's got some dumpsters out here. I got the mini out here. I'm gonna try to rip out some of this vegetation. We're gonna take it over here to this lot. He's got this vacant lot over here. We're gonna pile it up over there. I'll mulch it later, maybe this afternoon, depending on how much time we've got. I'll bring Big Munch over here. We're not far from the office, but I gotta get all this consolidated and into the dumpsters, and then try to get this little line of vegetation out of here. So let's see what we can do. guys, we're about halfway done, roughly speaking, getting all this cleaned up. And it's pretty messy in here. Pretty messy. There's a big old pile of something right there. What is that? Never know what you're gonna find here in these homeless encampments. Dumpster over here is just about getting full. I may go ahead and get ready to probably move it and drag one of the other ones over here really quick. Yeah, I think that's about where we're at. That's about where we're at. I got a power line, a low-hanging power line, like right where that pole is. I'm trying to watch. See if I can't consolidate some of this stuff back this way before I move that dumpster. Oh, there's just stuff everywhere in here. I want to get these palms out of here so they don't grow back. There we go. If we get them out, they will not grow back and won't leave any cover when they grow back for the homeless to come back. I'm trying to get this stuff out of here so they don't have any cover. If I can get that cedar down. I don't know. There it went. There she went. This grading bucket doesn't do too bad of a job clearing brush, to tell you the truth. I wouldn't want to use it specifically for that, but in a pinch, it's not too bad. But it's a great demo cleanup bucket for cleaning up trash off the ground. It's way better than a tooth bucket. Way better than a tooth bucket for raking up trash off the ground. I'm gonna back up and just see if the machine can just rip all this out. The trash, here she comes. Look at all that. Oh yeah, come to Papa. That's looking much better. Much better. Man, these homeless encampments are always something else. They're just something else. Never know what you're gonna find. It's typically not good and typically very nasty. That big chunk of fine out of there. All this crap. Get off my bucket. common problems other places too, but it is becoming a problem here, unbeknownst to many people. And for some reason, the summertime, it just seems to get worse in the summertime, whatever reason. Come on, pipe. I don't know if they migrate here from somewhere, I don't know, but the summertime there just seems to be a lot more of them, and the issues with the homeless camps seem to be a lot worse in the warmer months than they do in the winter. I haven't quite figured out why that is, but it just is. I didn't want to mulch all this, because I knew I just changed those teeth out, and I was like, there's going to be trash and brick and metal and all kinds of crap in here, and I do not want to put a brand new set of teeth into this stuff and ruin them, because the homeless are notorious for picking up cinder blocks and making their little camps with them. That is one thing you almost always find, is crates and cinder blocks. There to mulch. I'm just gonna scrape this whole ground off. I'll separate, the big vegetation out what I can, but the rest of it's just gonna get scraped off and go in the dumpster. The rest of it is getting scraped off and going in the dumpster. Go to about where that palm is right there, and that'll be good. So as far as the vegetation, so we're just about there. So let's get the rest of this done, and maybe we'll get some mulching done today. I don't know. All right, well, that's looking a lot better. We got all that cleaned up, and so yeah, it was a lot of trash. We filled up what, 1.5 dumpsters. I think these are 30 yard, something like that, 30 or 40. They're big. So now I'm gonna take this pile of brush, and we're gonna take it. I think I can come right through here between the dumpster and that pole, and I'm gonna drag it all the way back over here to this field over here where it kind of where this empties out in this field, because that's the owner's property too. So he's got a big line of brush from some trees that they've already trimmed over there. So I'm gonna get this over there, and then we should have enough time to go grab Big Munchie really quick and grind all this up and make it look good. All right guys, here's the next part of this project. They trimmed these trees through here, and they just laid out all this brush. This is the owner's property here. So we're just gonna come through here. I got Big Munch, and we're just gonna come through here and grind all this crap up. And that's pretty much gonna be that. So I'm gonna start down right there on that end, and we'll just work our way down, and this shouldn't take too long, and we'll get it get in a little bitty pieces. everybody's having a good week so far. Do a little in-cab commentary while we're doing this mulching here. The teeth on the mulcher are a little dull, but they're getting the job done. We don't have much to grind here. This ain't really a whole lot of stuff to grind, to tell you the truth. We're going through it pretty quick, even though most of this in here is live oak. And live oak is some tough stuff to mulch. Very tough. But I have figured out which tree. I came across some on a job here recently. I always thought it was a hickory, but I got this app on my phone that'll tell you what different trees and stuff are. And I always thought this tree was a hickory, but it's called a black tupelo. I had never heard of it. I came across them when we were doing that mulching down. Was it the one down there on the plantation job? It might have been. I forget, but I came across. Uh-oh, got a little jammy jam. I came across one recently, and I was like, man, this tree is so hard to mulch. Oh, still stuck. And so I looked it up, and it was called a black tupelo. And I was like, I have never heard of a black tupelo. But it is by far the hardest tree to mulch that I've come across. I'd say oaks are up there too. Oaks are definitely up there. But man, those black tupelos, oh. I got a big log or something right there I'm trying to go over. There, man. About grinding oaks is because the wood fiber is very stringy. So when the mulcher hits one, it wants to grab it and really pull it into the mulcher, which really helps with processing. Pines are like the opposite because they're so soft and brittle. They don't really want to feed into the mulcher. They just break off before the branch or the stem wants to go into the mulcher. So they're hard to cut, but these oaks are really hard to cut, but they're really easy to process once you get them on the ground. They really want to go into the mulcher. Progress through this. I got a little bit of a late start today. There was a bad accident leaving my house, and I was in traffic for like 30 minutes before I could finally make a U-turn and turn around and go a different way. Which got a little difficult because I had just picked up the excavator from landscaper Greg's house. It was over at his place while I was out of town. He lives just down the road from me, and I got out on the highway and I didn't make it a mile before it was a parking lot. And the accident must have just happened, but because I wasn't far from it, but we didn't move for like 30 minutes, and I was like, this ain't gonna work. So we're making good time through this. Let me move the GoPro really quick. All right, we're back in the saddle. Got a little log over here I want to grab. Get it ground up. I think I got it. No, I didn't. cheaper to call me over here and just let me grind this stuff down than it would be to throw all this stuff in a dumpster and haul it off, because golly, there's probably 3 or 4 dumpsters worth of brush here. You know, at, I don't know, probably $400 a dumpster, whatever, $350 to $500 a dumpster. I don't know what he's paying, but something in that ballpark. You know, you do the math. I can grind all this up in 2 hours. I mean, even then, if you wanted to scrape it back up, take you an hour to scrape it up, you wouldn't even fill 1 dumpster after it's all ground. Now that it's mulch. So much faster, much cheaper to do it this way when you've got a lot of brush like this. Just grind it up, and then if you want to get rid of it, come back and scoop it up with the skid steer or the excavator, and then throw it in a dumpster. You could feed all this into a chipper, but man, this mulcher will chip this stuff a lot faster than a chipper will. That's for damn sure. Way faster. So this is looking good. We'll see what it looks like when it's done. Stay tuned. Alright guys, that looks pretty good. There was some trash in that, but nothing I could do about it. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't pile that stuff up there, but I'll have to come back through and do a little police calling for the trash, maybe a little bit. But other than that, all that's on the ground and ground down. Love this TMC. Can't wait to get my hands on the prototype. Ira over at Rutt Manufacturing has got it, but I should be getting my hands on it probably in the next week or so. So you guys are going to be getting to see that bad boy. So yeah, that'll be fun. It's the this is the TWF. That's called the TWF-L. And yeah, I'm really excited for that. So I think we're going to be back to do some more stuff. I think he wants me to bring the brush cutter through here and cut this line down through here down to the swash. We got to get that mowed down maybe. So we're getting it. We're getting it. But I'm gonna go ahead and load Big Munch back up. I'm gonna get her cleaned off and then load her up and get it back to the office. And I got to come back and get Little Munch and get ready for that pond mulching job that I was supposed to do today. We got to do that tomorrow with Little Munchie. So all right, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Kind of little bit of homeless encampment, a little bit of mulching, a little bit of everything, you know. Variety is the spice of life. Who would have known? All right, I'm gonna wrap this up and I will check you guys later. Bye everybody.